I just sat down. I'm gonna lower you guys a little bit. I just was getting my, is that too low? It might be a little bit too low, but anyway. I was just getting my books together to film my mid-month reading update, and Mabel decided she wanted to be in my reading chair. She's not big on the camera. She doesn't mind the tripod. Remy was the one who freaked out at the tripod. But we're gonna see how long this lasts. I'm not sure if Mabel will stay here. The cat's already run off. I really appreciate everybody's kind words over losing Remy in the comments. And we're just kind of, we're hanging in. We're hanging in. We're getting used to the new, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just a different household, different, yeah, it's just a different atmosphere. You can see in the background. So this picture I did of my beagle Sophia, who died in 2020. I think she was like 18-ish. Rescues that you don't, when you get them as adults, you don't really know how old they are. And then this one I brought down from upstairs. This was a friend of mine. Her daughter did this one for me, and that's Remy. So let's talk about reading, because I have been doing a lot of reading and watching mindless TV. That's pretty much what I've been doing. And that's okay. Everybody deals with their grief in a different way, and that's kind of how we've been snuggling on the couch and eating a lot of ice cream. It happens, right? I will link my reading vlog below. It's kind of a somber vlog, I will tell you that. It means a lot to me because it is the last footage I have of Remy and kind of chronicles me losing him. But in that vlog, I completed 2 books. One of them was His and Hers by Alice Feeney. Lots of thoughts in that vlog on this one. This was the last Alice Feeney I had to read before her new book comes out in January 2025. And then I also go into more in-depth thoughts about I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. This is one of my 12 and 24 books, and go check out that vlog if you want to know my thoughts on those books. I also completed The Invisible Hour by Alice Hoffman. This was, Alice Hoffman writes strange books. Yes, absolutely. This was stranger than I thought it was going to be, because I've discussed before how I feel about reading synopses these days, because I feel like, they either give too much or are totally different than what is actually in the book. And so this, I read the synopsis that it is about a girl who's raised in a cult who really likes The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, which is true, and it is all the first part of it. The main character's name is Mia. Mia tries to understand kind of her place in it. Everybody is parent to every child. There's no parent relationships, although Mia knows that Ivy is her mom, and the leader is her dad. And kind of goes from there. Don't want to give any spoilers, but when I started reading it and I got to a certain point, I went back to the synopses to see if what happens, the kind of twist in this book that happens, if it is in the synopsis. And it is. And so I'm going to read that part. If you don't want to hear it, close your ears for a minute. Through a journey of heartbreak, love, and time, Mia must abandon the rules she was raised with in the community. As she does, she realizes that reading can transport you to other worlds or bring them to you, and that readers and writers affect one another in mysterious ways. She learns that time is more fluid than she can imagine, and that love is stronger than any chains that bind you. That is not a spoiler, it's right there. It does go into a very strange place, which again, I should have known because it's Alice Hoffman, and I do enjoy Alice Hoffman's, some of her other work. Might have to do some more investigating on that, on the ones that I have liked, but I did not like where it went. I just didn't. It was just too bizarre for me, which I can do weird books. I can do weird books, but this was not where I wanted it to go. I think I gave this a 3-star. Yeah. It's interesting. I liked The Scarlet Letter. I think I probably read it in high school or college. If you like The Scarlet Letter, you might like this. It's not, it is centered around a cult, but it's not super cultish, if that makes sense. Anyway, if you've read this book, let me know either in the comments or if you feel like it's too spoiler-y. You can send me a private message what you thought of the ending or the last third of this. The one thing I did really love about this is the focus on the library. Mia escapes to the library, and that's where she finds the book that she reads, The Scarlet Letter. And also the library is how she gets in trouble. Just, yeah. I liked the focus on the library and the librarians that are in here. All right, so now we're gonna go on to what I'm currently reading. I'm in the middle of 4 books. I haven't started a new audiobook yet. What did I listen to on audio? Oh, I listened to The Invisible Hour on audio. That's right. And I listened to His and Hers on audio. If you like Richard Armitage, who I know from North and South, the mini-series of it, he is his part of His and Hers on the Alice Feeney audiobook. So if you like him, then you can listen to the audiobook. It's really good. All right, so I am still reading A Matter of Appearance it's a memoir by Emily Wells. This is about the ballerina who developed an autoimmune disorder that affected her dancing. I am not loving this, and I think, I don't know, I might go back and read it I might have to go back and start over again. But she focuses a lot on this picture and the woman in the picture. It's focused on a lot of what happened in Paris in the treatment of hysteria and this woman, her experiences. And I had hoped it would be more of the author Emily Wells, her personal story. There is some of her personal story in here, but it's really not as focused on her story as I had hoped. So I'm going to keep going with it, but it's probably going to be slow. The other book that I had started in the reading vlog is One Person, No Vote, How Voter Suppression is Destroying Our Democracy by Carol Anderson. And again, you can check out the vlog. I have talked about how I'm feeling about this book. I'm liking it. I'm just going slow because it's very dense. It's got a lot of historical information that I want to make sure that I'm absorbing, and it's a very important topic. Very timely, since the day I'm filming this, early voting started in Georgia, where I live, and there were like 2-hour lines. So I'm also reading Ordeal by Innocence by Agatha Christie. I'm reading this as part of Emily at Novels, her Agatha for Alice series that she's doing in memory of Alice from Alice and the Giant Bookshelf, who passed away earlier this year. And Alice loved Agatha. Emily has invited me to join her on her first live show, which will be November 2nd on Emily's channel. I'll leave the details below. I'm really enjoying this. I mean, Agatha Christie, I am a big fan. I don't read her stuff quite as frequently as I would like to, and so this project is helping me get there. The other book that we'll be talking about is The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which I have read. I'm gonna reread, or at least glance through. I think it's been a year or two since I've read that, but I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 5 stars. This one is not a Poirot or Miss Marple. This is Dr. Arthur Calgary. There are some that Agatha Christie wrote that did not feature her most well-known detective, Poirot, and I don't know, amateur detective, Miss Marple. So this is one of those, and I am enjoying it. It is about a family whose brother was charged with murder of his mother, and he got pneumonia when he was in prison. After conviction, he got pneumonia and died in prison. And now someone has come to light that maybe the brother didn't do it. So this is really good. And the other book that I just started that I can't put down is And Then She Fell by Alicia Elliott. This is about a woman named Alice who is of the Mohawk indigenous tribe, and she is living on a reservation with her mother and meets a white man who had come to the reservation to study some plants or something, and her mom was the expert. And Alice marries the man. They fall in love and they get married, and they have a little girl, Dawn, and when right about the time that Dawn is born, Alice's mother dies. And we're just, at this point, Alice is having a hard time with motherhood, probably some postpartum depression, or she's having some hallucinations. They seem like hallucinations that may be in response to the actual birthing experience. There's a lot going on, and there are parts of it that get a little gory, but they're not bad so far. So far, I'm only 5 chapters in. But yeah, we're getting a lot of Alice's thoughts in her head of what she thinks other people are thinking, and how she's thinking of herself as a mom, and just all the conflicts that are going on in her head, and things that she thinks her mom would be saying to her, all that. So it's intense. It's very good, and it does touch on some of the disparities between the environment, the resources available on the reservation, and what's available outside the reservation. So that's really good, and I'm enjoying it. I'm sort of switching back between the audiobook and the physical read. The audiobook is very good. So I'm in the middle of 4 books. And I've read 3 books. So that's, ooh, they almost went flying. Not bad for a pretty craptastic week. How are you all doing? Let me know in the comments what you're reading, any good reads that you've got going on, if you have any thoughts on the books that I mentioned, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.